It has to be, man. Super speed.
Imagine jerking someone off at super speed. Crazy.
Okay, so this was my...
I went back in time and jerked you off at super speed.
Your first nut, Barry.
Your first nut was me, Barry.
So this was my bracket.
You came for me, Barry.
Welcome back to the Brother Complex podcast. Another Friday with us for brothers. Well, today what we're going to do, we're going to start with a little bit of a bracket that I designed, which is going to be, because today we are reviewing the Vigilantes, My Hero Academia Vigilantes, I'm sure that's the name,
called, yeah.
as our topic. So as a bracket in the beginning, I designed a little bit of a quirk choice, basically, game. Yeah, it's a bracket. So which one bracket is.
Right.
Then we're going to review My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Then I've got my little topic, and then we'll play the game as usual.
Yeah, the game's
So with all those introductions done, let's move on to the business side.
So that was pretty quick. I just want to touch on the game. It's the first out of 2 set games. We'll obviously explain the rules later on, so you don't have to worry about that. But, please do subscribe. That is what goes the furthest for us. We appreciate every support that, we can get. And it is free. You can just click that button, little juicy red button. And we just like seeing the support. Obviously, it would be great if you could comment. But just subscribe already makes our days. We do have our social media linked in the bio. And, we edit to make things funnier. And, we put a lot of work into it. So if you want to check out more short form media, we have our TikTok, Instagram. We don't post on Twitter, but I'm sure it's linked below anyway. But you can check it out. Follow us there if you want. Check out that content. And just, if you probably find it funny. But really, what goes further is subscribing, because that's really what helps our channel.
Yeah.
This is our channel. This is what we put most of our time into, our ideas. It's our passion. It's what, we put everything into it. So, subscribing is free. It'll be great. And I think that's the business side of things.
Yeah, I'll say let's just get started with the bracket.
On me.
So,
Work bracket.
with the bracket today, I'm going to give you pairs of quirks. There's going to be 3 phases. The first phase, the ones that win move to the second, and ones that move to the third.
Pretty self-explanatory.
I have the quirks.
So it's King of the Hill, My Hero Academia quirks.
Yes.
That's what we call bracket.
Okay.
I forget how we call Hill.
So
And these are quirks that we would prefer to have, right?
that you as an individual, if you could choose your power, you prefer to have. Okay.
Okay.
I also have a little bit quick explanation of each, so you know what I'm on about.
Okay.
So, for example, first 2, Flame Forge versus Frost Veil. So, Flame Forge, the ability to create and shape fire into tools and weapons.
Who has that in My Hero Academia?
It doesn't have to be just quirks from My Hero Academia. It's just quirks overall.
Or just made powers up.
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
just
second
quirks
one?
overall.
Okay.
What's the second one?
Against Frost Veil, the ability to create a cold mist that can freeze anything it touches.
Basically, both of these are shit.
Don't say their name. Just explain what they are.
Okay.
I realistically using flames. But can you make the flames?
Oh, that's a good point.
You create and shape fire
Yeah.
into tools and
Yeah.
weapons.
Yeah, but then because you can make shit.
Yeah. So
I guess.
That's
I'll
the
take that
useful
one.
one.
Especially
We
because
can't
you can
really-
make tools as well.
Yeah, but we can't really hit with the fire. Like a fire hammer is not going to really
Yeah,
do
but
any
it's a
bludgeoning.
free hammer.
But it won't work as a hammer. It's just fire.
No, it will work as a weapon.
No, you make the tool.
You make the tool.
You make a tool. You just make it out of
Fire.
fire.
Wait, are we fire resistant?
Yeah. This is the only thing that you get. So,
So why you burn yourself?
No, you won't burn yourself, Brian.
toes.
like, you won't burn yourself. You can't, throw fire and stuff. What you can do is, out of fire, create tools and weapons.
Oh yeah, because then you can just create shit. So if for a daily life, it's better than just.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, Realistically, what the fuck are you doing with the mist pussy thing?
Run away from the popo.
Okay, so we're going with that one. For the second one, the ability to increase the size and strength of your hands, allowing them to crush or hold objects of immense size, against the power to stretch your body like rubber, making you incredibly flexible.
Rubber, 100%. That's extremely OP.
How long do you need range?
Yeah, but that's extremely OP.
Facts.
Rubber.
Okay, so the ability to react to threats faster than a normal person could with incredible speed and agility, so you can
Pretty much spider
Danger
sense.
sense.
against the ability to turn your skin into tough metallic armor for enhanced defense.
Spider sense.
I feel like spiders.
Wait,
Yeah,
it
but
depends. Are we talking about today's society or?
The thing is, even if with danger sense, could you even react fast enough for it?
Yeah,
Well, he
that's
said you
No, I
could.
said you can.
So your reaction time.
You've got incredible speed and agility for reactions.
Oh,
Be sick
Yeah,
then.
spiders.
Just see,
Well, also,
chopsticks fly.
I mean, I'm just thinking more about today's society. Why the fuck do I not turn my skin into metal, me?
yeah, sure. You'd be used for experiments.
It's so quick.
Yeah, danger sense. Not spider
Danger sense. Or, yeah, whatever you would call it.
Defense. Well.
Okay. Physical strength.
Oh, yeah.
against you being able to manipulate personal gravity, making yourself incredible, light or heavy. So a little bit like you
Gravity. Do you know how much aura that is?
Wait, but
It's only personal, though.
only
does
personal.
it affect your body, though?
What do you mean affects your body?
Like, if I increase the gravity on myself, I'm getting crushed.
No, a little bit like or a chica or a pica or a chaka.
Or Chaco.
Chaco.
Chaco. She doesn't control.
You wouldn't manipulate
only on yourself.
someone else.
No, but you can only
She doesn't
manipulate.
manipulate it,
You
she's
can
just
only
like-
manipulate yourself.
What's the
Makes
point of
sense.
that? So you basically can only float.
You can float, yeah. You can a little bit like to go
What was the
from
other option?
What was your
a
option?
physical strength.
Physical strength, bro. Why would I just want to fucking float?
Yeah,
If I can change the gravity and everything, then
just
that's
increase my bench press. That's all I need.
yeah.
So you're going for physical strength.
Yeah, time to.
Higher bench, mate.
Okay.
Simple need.
Next one. Ability to move at speed so fast that they appear as blurs to the naked eye.
So,
So super speed. Against ability to store kinetic energy in your fists and release it in devastating blows. So
Only your fists.
a little bit like Iron Fist.
So nothing like Iron Fist. Because Iron Fist is which it has nothing to do with Speed is, bro. Super speed is elite.
Yeah, it would just be convenient as well.
Really?
Okay. Go back to your boom.
Yeah, but you need to waste a lot of money on food.
Okay.
here we go.
You can eat, yeah.
Ability to teleport short distances by stepping through shadows, but it is short distances.
What's short?
What's short?
In terms of like, you can't travel countries, mate. It's a little bit like Ghost from, but you can teleport. In terms of distances, probably the same distance that she can go in like in the 1 minute. I'll count as the short distance.
So
but you can't.
So the distance you can go walking in 1 minute. What's the other one?
Against ability to reflect attacks back their source with increased force, so reflective skin. So, for example, if someone shot boy, you will reflect. If someone, they would reflect, basically.
So basically, Luke Cage.
Yeah, I won't say he reflects. I'll say he just
Yeah,
of
it
skin.
doesn't reflect that, I guess. But why would I want to reflect bullets? The shadow one, I guess.
Mate, this is
Both are
in
shit.
today's today.
Bro, according with skin like that, you literally get experimented on so quickly.
Teleporting is the most useful power. I know this one has like kind of a little bit drawback. Like you can't do it.
So what are you
Teleport,
choosing?
yeah.
A teleport?
I'll take teleport over any other power. That's the most useful thing ever. And you won't like it's hard to catch you doing it anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, ability to distort someone's perception of reality, causing confusion or hallucinations. Against the ability to sense and influence someone's emotions, calming, agitating them.
What's the
etc.
first one?
Ability to distort someone's perception of reality, causing confusion or
So
hallucinations.
basically, the fucking genjutsu.
The second one, the emotion.
Second one, emotion.
Emotions?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if I'm rage baiting,
Really?
like,
You can rage bait so easily, bro.
Okay. The ability to impose a powerful, authoritative aura that compels others to obey.
So you stink.
Against, you can erase short-term memories from others, making them forget specific events.
Am I ever gonna use that?
Oh, mate, you can use that so much.
Why am I gonna make people forget like what they had for
You
lunch?
drop your usual game, it's shit. Straight away, forget.
When you lose your aura, like.
Yeah,
the aura one, then you have constant.
You have constant aura.
Where was the other one?
You just have constant aura.
Oh,
Yeah.
Aura.
That one.
So basically, you can just aura form.
So you're going aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think aura's gonna win.
You might.
No, probably spider fans.
Ability
Or
to
super speed.
instill fear, basically, paralyzing them with terror. Against the power to create illusions that affect all 5 senses, making them see, hear, or feel things that aren't there.
Illusions, bro. I have to fuck with people.
Fear.
I have to fuck with people.
You going with
Yes.
fear or?
I'd make them like see gold and shit.
Well, you can kind of do that with illusions. You can make them feel fear.
Yeah, true.
But it's not fear of me.
You can just be.
ready for my
You can just be but bigger with a big cock, just swinging
Just
it.
fucking
That's not
swing it.
hallucination, mate. That's just real.
I-
That's me and your bed before again.
So what are you choosing?
Fear, I guess.
Fear?
Can everyone see the illusions, or is only one person? That you
Only
choose?
one person.
Only one person, then actually illusion.
Yeah, I guess you could fuck. Yeah.
If it's multiple people,
Not
you can
fear.
experiment.
Illusion?
Not fear, yeah.
Illusion, yeah.
Because then you can fuck with people.
Okay.
Like how there's a rats.
Then you can make it seem bigger than it actually is.
So, the ability to tell when someone's lying or hiding something. Against the ability to slow down the perception of time, making them feel like everything's moving in slow motion.
Wait, so repeat them.
So, ability to tell when someone's lying.
Okay.
Or you can slow down the perception of time for others, making them feel like everything is moving in slow motion.
For others. So how's that good for us?
How would that be good for you? Let me see.
How's that good for the person with the quirk, bro?
Like, you slow time for
I'm
others.
already
For others, yeah, so others are moving way faster. So you're basically just moving.
No, you slow the time for others, not yourself.
Oh, you said you
No,
said
so you're moving very slow to them.
The ability to slow.
you said that their perception
of time is
of
slow.
time is slow.
Which means you're moving extra slow.
It's basically stopping time but you're not stopping time. You just slow to the point
Okay,
where
so-
everyone's moving very slowly.
Okay, so slowing time. But
That's
Yeah.
not what you're saying.
But yeah, that's not what
the
you're saying.
ability to slow down the perception of time for
The
others.
perception
Yeah,
of
the
time.
perception of time
That
for others.
means
That other people see you moving slower. That's what that
They
means.
see everything's moving slower, including you.
Oh, that is shit. Because even if, let's say, it's the time stop, you can't move at those speeds.
You ju-
So
you
you
just
just
see
see
The
everything
other
going
one-
on.
the other one-
Whatever the
Bro,
other
you're
one
just
is.
gonna see your miss getting
some
back
people,
shots at
like,
0.5
Ability to
speed.
tell when someone's lying.
Oh yeah,
Lying,
100%.
100%.
Then
Bro.
you just stand still. You're doing mannequin challenge.
Like every time they call him clap, he
Sure.
I'll be like,
Okay.
why?
This is the last one, and then we go into phase 2. The power to reflect and amplify the emotional state of others, making their feelings stronger.
Isn't that the emotional one?
No.
cum machine.
Huh?
Nah, the
Cum machine.
What's the other
A
one?
little bit like Aaron's speech, man.
Mm.
Okay.
Against the ability to blend into different personalities or adapt to social situations.
That's not a power.
That's not a
making-
power thing.
I already do that.
That's being a human being. How do you avoid?
No, mate, it's more like you can adapt to any situation and basically you basically just blend into personalities and stuff like that. You can make others more receptive to your influence.
Okay, so sure, you're socially perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's called taking cocaine.
Okay, mate.
Probably picking that one, I guess.
Sure.
Which one you picking?
The social one.
The emotional.
The other one was ass.
Yeah, the other one was just like you can emotionally make them nuts.
Okay. We're on the second phase now.
Hmm.
So we're going with, let me just give me a second. The power to stretch your body against the ability to react to threats faster.
Stretch.
Threat.
No, stretch.
Stretch.
Bro, 19.
Oh, you can react to threats.
long
and
do you
I-
need?
How long do you need retro?
No, but threats is like more useful.
Yeah, but I have seen a thing where Reed can like do the eyes.
Oh,
but not
that's
the
like
other.
real life. Besides, realistically, it depends what you consider a threat. Like if
And
I
imagine me like rolling down the street, there's like a massive.
no, because then like
A
for
ball.
example, if people are planning to like jump you, that'd be a threat, and you know.
Yeah, but you can do that.
Yeah, I don't want to fucking extend my fingers.
threats on a daily societal life.
I don't want to
would be
stretch
more
my
useful.
thing any longer, bro.
True. That ain't long enough.
What are we going with them?
Short
Threat.
threat.
Danger sense.
So you're going with the threat.
Yeah, I want to be a threat and feel threats.
Hmm.
I want to feel threatened all the time.
Physical strength against the ability to move at speed so fast that you appear as blurs
Super
as naked
speed.
eyes.
Super speed.
The realistically, that's gonna win. The super speed such an OP
It
power.
is.
The only bad thing is that you have to
And-
buy a lot of food.
And unless you don't have to, like, your
I
body can't
presume you
cope with
do.
it.
I presume you do. You can,
super speed.
you can handle with the fucking forces.
The ability to create and shape fire into tools and weapons against the ability to teleport short distances.
Teleport. Oh, teleport my win, you know.
The thing is, it's like,
It's short distances,
but we don't even know what. But
within the country.
we didn't. Okay,
That's-
it's still. Hey, go gym.
Teleport.
Go kitchen. Get out of bed.
Gotta be careful.
Mate, I'll say short distances is a little bit like Nightcrawler.
You can see.
That's very short.
That's very short.
But that's what short distance is, mate.
Like maybe 5 meters.
You know.
Um,
Come on.
the ability to sense and influence the emotions of others against the ability to impose a powerful authoritative aura.
Or
Aura. Give me the aura.
or man.
They might win.
Bro, I won't need to farm it anymore.
No, it's just there.
Um,
Automatic farm.
power to
exactly.
create illusions that affect all 5 senses against the ability to tell when someone's lying. Or hiding something.
Wait, what's the
Oh.
first one?
Power to create illusions that affect all 5
Oh,
senses.
no.
I want to
second
make like people see shit.
But it's one person.
No, yeah, but I can make fun. It's not gonna affect
make
me.
fun of them.
Like people cannot, like if they can't link it back to me for experiments. Like,
But the second one is one more useful.
like people that
second-
piss me off.
Yeah, the second one's very useful.
Second
Not
one.
when people are lying at you.
Yeah.
So you're going with the ability to tell when
You know,
someone's lying.
literally inbuilt lie detector.
It was just make you depressed. It's like everyone's like,
I'm already depressed, mate. What's up?
No. We are on the last phase then, phase 3.
Cool.
So, ability to react to threats against the ability to move at speeds so fast that you're
It has to be speed. The only negative of super speed is the amount you have
With
to eat.
speed, wouldn't you be able to like react to threats regardless?
Yeah, true.
Because you
Well,
will be so
with
fast
this one, you are guaranteed 100% that you can react to them.
with super speed. Unless,
Oh, boy, it could be distracted. I guess.
Yeah, with this one,
But speed, I mean, but the speedsters technically is a curse as well because you're always experiencing everything extremely slow. But unless you go with the thing that you can actually kind of turn it off.
what are we going with then?
super speed.
Super speed. I can see the missus getting backshot at 0.5 speed, bro.
The
That's the
ability,
second time I say that joke.
the ability to teleport, the ability to teleport short distances against the ability to
Teleport.
impose aura.
Teleport.
Oh, teleport, yeah. Too easy.
Yeah. Bro, even if
It's
it's
only you can see.
bro, imagine teleport straight inside the
Yeah,
oven.
yeah, but like when you wouldn't walk anymore, if you'd be walking down the street, you just
No, bro, you could actually stand up, go to the kitchen, turn on the oven, go back to your bed, teleport inside the oven.
Ability to tell when someone's lying against the ability to blend into different personalities. And the
fine.
That one's lying. The other one is pretty much just social cues, mate.
The other one is just being a normal
No,
human
the other
being.
one's called Chameleon Mind. You can kind of like.
Did you make all these names?
Chameleon mind.
The
That's
names,
easier
most of
mind.
them, yeah.
Chameleon mind.
I knew because he was excited to see the names, and then we were like, don't say
some
that
people
name,
like don't say that.
mate.
Because
Because it means nothing to
It
anyone.
means nothing, yeah.
because they're not like.
It's like I spent the time naming them.
No one has you to do that.
This is phase 4 to the last 3,
Okay.
which they're just
so
gonna
it's
go
three, it's three.
all yeah. Ability to move, so super speed, ability to teleport short distances, or will be like Nightcrawler, or the ability to tell when someone's lying.
If it was,
Someone's lying is getting out.
yeah, if teleporting was like, you can teleport.
Imagine
anywhere when you wrote
I should
that
have said
bed
it
or
before.
whatever.
Imagine teleport just like Nightcrawler.
Yeah, if teleporting was to
Yeah,
where
but
place you've
super
been,
speed, bro. You need to spend a lot of
No.
money on food.
Let me finish. Well, yeah, but with teleporting, if it was place like whatever, then teleporting would for sure win. The fact that it isn't, then
Yeah,
yes,
you're also
speed.
playing the flash rules. There are other speeders that don't have that.
No, just think about
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
have
talking
stumbles.
about if you're running at those speeds, you're wasting a lot of
Yeah,
energy.
but you
That's
also
just,
you
that's
can
just
also
science,
eat
mate.
at those speeds if you think about it.
You're robbing food now. The problem is the money, bro.
No,
Oh no, you'd be
I
saving
think you're
people.
deep in it too
And then
much.
charging.
It's charging. Okay, I guess if you charge for saving people.
So what are we going with? The ability
Speed,
super speed, super speed. It has to be, man. Super speed is
Imagine
lucky power.
jerking someone off at some speed. Crazy.
Okay, so
Didn't
this
reverse
was
flash.
this was my
I went back in time and jerked you off at super speed.
The first nut barrier.
Your first nut was me, Barry.
so this was my bracket.
You
on,
came for me, Barry.
we're now reviewing My Hero Academia Vigilantes on Netflix.
Some review.
It's crunchyroll. Yeah, the show is not fully out.
Bro, it is Crunchyroll. It's on Netflix.
It's not Netflix. It is Crunchyroll. The show is fully out.
I realize I hate you guys.
But we've watched what's
Yeah.
out so far.
Yeah.
It's 4 episodes out.
Yeah, we've watched 4 episodes. We're just gonna give our initial,
Your initial
ideas,
thoughts.
and then we'll review. We'll reconvene and we'll give this a
Yeah.
proper review once the whole
Yeah,
show's
so-
out. But I just talk a little bit now.
Yeah,
about the
I
first
mean,
4
of
episodes.
course, I don't think there's any point of saying non-spoilers because, like, it's 4 episodes.
Yeah, we're gonna
Um,
spoil, I guess, those 4 episodes.
I guess we're gonna spoil those 4 episodes. So these are our opinions on the.
Concept-wise, is good.
My
Like,
Hero
it's the same
Vigilantes.
world as My Hero Academia, but it's like different. So they're not like stretching the My Hero Academia title,
Yeah.
but it's like, I think the concept itself is very good.
Yeah, and I like how you'd use a quirk that you won't think it's useful and make it useful. Like, I think I've always liked that because certain quirks you just know they're gonna be good. Like Todoroki's or Bakugo's, you just know they're gonna be good quirks. But the slide and glide, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Initially, you can't see much purpose to
Yeah,
it.
the fact that he needs to have like 3.
He needs to be on doggy.
touching the
Yeah.
floor or touching a surface.
It's like
Yeah.
it's good because they can use this quirk and make it interesting and work from it.
My only problem is like they're not actual vigilantes. Like what he, especially in the show, I didn't really like that part. The show, he literally got an offer to work with a hero agency. Like, why are they vigilantes? There's literally no reason for them to be working outside the law.
Well, no,
And there's no
Okay,
repercussions
no, I
from that
disagree.
either.
I disagree with you there.
Yeah.
He was lucky to meet Ida's brother. Like in terms of like Tenya, he was. I thought that was his name.
Goated.
He was lucky to meet him because realistically, if he went through the normal process, he wouldn't get anywhere. He just Ida took an interest in him, so that was a very peculiar situation. It's not like he could just become a hero and he's choosing to become a vigilante.
But right now he is choosing to stay vigilante and be
Well,
illegal.
no, because he was going to take Tenya on his offer, but Tenya took the card away because he's like, I see what you're
which
doing.
also makes no sense.
It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
But that's a whole different point that you were making initially.
No, I think like they're vigilantes, but they're no different than heroes.
No, vigilantes are just heroes that work
I understood,
outside of the law.
Yeah, I understood at the
It's not
beginning.
vigilante,
Though, like,
It's not like they're picking
no,
up
like
shit about
you
police.
can't.
They are.
Not everyone can get
Yeah.
their superhero license.
Wait, tell me one part in the show where the police is like,
Well, the
okay,
police, the whole cut thing, where they're like, oh, well, they kind of helped us, and he's like, no, they're still working outside of the law. We still need to. No,
Yeah.
careful what you say.
That like
Like there was one. Yeah, they didn't show it much.
Yeah, they didn't go
Seen
after
4
them.
episodes.
Yeah,
We've seen 4 episodes.
it's 4 episodes.
You know.
So yeah, that's definitely going to be a part of the show. But I do agree with you. Like, I understand the point that he made at the beginning that like not everyone can become a superhero, can pass the tests and stuff like that, but people still want to help. But there's a reason why you have so many heroes, and then like he's given just a card, and then he can just be a hero, join the agency. It doesn't really make sense.
yeah.
Well, they
and
kind of explain it by saying he could join the agency and then learn from there.
And
And
then
get his
Tanya
pro
just be
card
like,
from there.
yeah, no, just stay illegal. What?
True.
That makes no sense.
Because they haven't. It's not like
Shit,
they're like doing bad things.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but they're working outside the ball. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the whole
but I
point.
mean, he might, even though he's a pro hero, he might have a different opinion on vigilantes. Some people, for example,
Yeah, but you can't harbor vigilantes either. Like that's the whole thing of the title being My Hero Academia Vigilantes. That
Yeah,
they're working outside the
I
wall
don't
as
think-
heroes.
I don't think he should have learned his identity. I agree with that, but
Well, he gets cooked in the show anyways.
He's always without a mask.
cool.
The main character.
The brother.
Yeah, thing.
Mm.
But the main character's always without a mask, bro. Like, what's even the point of wearing the fucking thing if he's always taking it off?
That's fair.
But
But I really like Knuckle Duster.
yeah,
He's-
the master.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't mind Pop Tart either, or Pop
Tart.
Pop.
Not Pop Star.
No,
Pop.
It's Pop Star.
is it? No, that doesn't sound right. Well, I'm watching Japanese,
Funko Pop.
so it might just sound weird. But I didn't mind her either. I really like the main character. I like Knuckle Duster
Yeah.
as well. He's cool. He's just throwing hands.
I think all the characters are decently interesting.
Yeah, they are. Bro, we gotta talk about the X-Men reference with Wolverine and Cyclops.
Was that an actual X-Men reference?
Bro, 100%.
Of course. And then, like,
They were high
Bro.
schoolers. They were beefing each
Bro,
other. One is short,
the
the one
shoulder,
like a beard,
but, like,
the other one.
I
Was,
thought the guy with the squirrel could be like claws.
and yeah, he had like it was like swords that came out of his.
well, I don't know because the thing is they did that, but then it was just wooden swords that were touched with his arm. So I don't know if that's his
Was it?
quirk. Yeah, I don't know if that's his quirk. It
Can
might
he
be.
even do that?
Well, it wasn't the character.
Technically, it's not the same design, and they
Yeah.
didn't say the names, so it
and
can't be
like
plagiarized.
My Hero Academia is most likely inspired by X-Men. Like the whole thing with quirks. It's just
A power. Like, it's such a
No, yeah, with the powers of like people in the world having powers. Yeah, they just went the opposite way. Instead of them
people.
being a minority, they are the majority.
Like,
and how a
they
society
they
would
can
work.
have someone that shoots lasers out of their
and how
eyes
the
and just make
society
it seem
would
like
work.
Cyclops.
And it
was good. It was fine.
And then they kept on showing up. So I hope they continue because I do like those characters.
The thing is, where's even the show heading now? It's to do with the whole truck.
Yeah, the villain's gonna be like a part-time villain as well. the B girl.
The B girl. I don't fuck.
So she's not
I
fully
don't-
villain.
I don't
she's-
give a
Oh
fuck.
my
She's
god!
working
man.
to be
why? Why is she a
she's-
fucking high schooler?
She's rent a girlfriend, right? Ain't that her job? That people rent her? Hey, I thought that was her job. No, that wasn't a job.
No, she had. There was a scene where like she met up a guy, but I don't know. I think that was just that one.
Yeah.
I thought
The
that's
ticket
what she
Wasn't
did.
that the guy that she ended up drugging?
Because she was gonna sell the drugs. Well, that guy doesn't show up again. It's just the guy in the suit.
No, I'm talking about the monster.
No, that's a different guy.
No, it's definitely.
Oh, I thought you.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I might be wrong. I thought that
They were
was
lines, mate. Like
very poor.
coming off My Academia with Shigaraki and One for All, and I'm dealing with a big bitch. Like I don't care.
Yeah, very,
Yeah.
very underwhelming.
Like the
I don't-
powers are interesting, but she's well, first of all high school. Second of
And
all,
like,
it's a bit hard to
Danny
take
can't see a
seriously.
high schooler without getting distracted. So I understand to a certain extent that you'd want someone maybe even younger in your preference.
are you going with it? I just think they haven't.
I'll be honest, I don't give a fuck about the villain. Beehive.
It
bitch,
is
I've
only
never
for
seen
episodes,
before.
so they haven't set up like a major. villain.
Yeah, true.
They're just kind of setting up this drug trade and the whole thing.
Do you think that this show has the potential to be
Better.
as good, better than the original?
It will be better than the worst parts of My Hero Academia, but it will be worse than most of them.
The best. To answer that question, I have to wait and see. I highly doubt it will be on par because My Hero Academia is a very good fucking show. It has its lows, but it's what's expected from a very long show that's gone on for like 5-6 seasons. It's expected to have some lows, maybe a season that's not as good, just
Yeah.
like with Attack on Titan. But for it to be on par, it would be extremely hard.
Yeah, My Hero Academia was something.
It was something else.
I don't
It
see
was
it.
something else.
I
Um,
also
no
noticed that
place.
the animation was better. Like they actually had the different times of day.
Talk about the animation. I really like the comic booky type of animation where the
Same,
fucking
same.
sound.
Yeah,
I really like that
Yeah.
because it's not something that's done that common.
It's
But I
quite
liked- and it was
it's
done
very
well.
good artistic decision.
Yeah, no, I fucked with that.
I quite like seeing that as well.
On a heavy
you
side.
you haven't really seen
Which
it
also
before.
separates it a little bit from the OG show.
True,
having
true.
a little bit of
Which is good to have a slight separation, even if it's just in that terms of animation.
What you all
so.
think of the groping eel?
The little kid.
That's
Juicy, mate. Juicy. Way too juicy, man. Why are you so wet, man? Like, take a break.
I mean, I still just like that Nicole does just piece
Yeah,
of shit out of
piece of
people,
shit.
no matter who they are. So
Well, yeah, because he's just aggressive.
The thing is,
Yeah.
how is he that strong? Because he's quirkless.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna start wrapping up as we had technical issues. I'll just finish by saying my opinion. I'll let you guys talk, and I'll basically say my piece. I did really enjoy watching the show, and I'm really enjoying it. Haven't seen any. I think it's just simply a good watch. I like the whole thing that they've done with Vigilantes. Now, they're not true vigilantes. There were some of the things that you said that I did agree with.
I don't get that though. What you mean they're not true vigilantes? If you work outside the law, you're a vigilante.
No, but yeah.
They give the definition in the beginning
the whole
of the
thing with
episode.
being vigilante is that you're being persecuted. That's what makes you a vigilante.
So basically, heroes
They're
on
against the law, but there was no problems with the law so far. We've only watched four.
There was a
The only true vigilante that I see is Knucklehead. That's basically what I'm saying.
but yeah, close enough.
Knuckle Dancer, whatever it's called.
Head with his knuckle.
Yeah, but it's honestly been a really good. It's only been a really good watch, and as the episodes come out, I'm actually excited to watch them. A little bit like I was excited to watch Soul Leveling.
But Loki, like you see
The
that
same level of Soul Leveling.
In terms of excitement, no, not the same level, but
Definitely not the same level.
I want the episodes to come out because I'm really enjoying the show.
do you know who I've like seen the team of vigilantes? You see the guy that the quirk is his head, the Windex bottle. It's like a little sprayer, and he like grabbed it.
He's actually a pro hero.
He's a pro hero.
He is. Oh.
Yeah, because he was in the
He was like putting off fire,
How the hell is he
fucking
gonna
squeezing his
pass the
shit.
The thing is, the tests were kind of shit because people with quirks like Aizawa or the question guy couldn't make it.
Yeah, but there's the whole plot of Shinzo.
Fight count.
But yeah,
Overall, so far it's a decent show though.
Yeah,
Decent watch
decent
so
show.
far.
So yeah, and since we're talking about My Hero Academia, what do you guys think about the original show as a whole? And how, because this is basically, it's rare you get an anime that is in the same world as a previous anime, right? This is quite a rare thing.
It's just
happening.
better.
So like, for example, Attack on Titan, that there isn't another anime or another manga side story with a different character from a different perspective. So like, it is unique as to why do you think that is for this universe?
The My Hero Academia universe is like there's just a lot on it.
There's just
like
so much you can do.
The things with manga, it's not necessarily like comics. So with manga, they do a story and then create it and just move on to a different story. Here, it's just like you can do so much stuff in this world that is like.
Why not?
And My Hero Academia was very popular. It was very good.
Also, with the whole show before it, one of the world and the mechanics are already set up, so you don't need to waste time in a new show with it. So,
what would you guys put My Hero Academia just off the top of your head? You have to give it a rating on the list. Like,
well, we're gonna be on another episode. We're gonna be doing the top 10, so we might want to. Might not want to be.
I didn't know.
Might or may not be there. You never know.
Maybe.
yeah, might be there.
Tune in. Like next episode or something like that.
I think it's next.
But yeah, I say we.
It's a lot.
Oh, a couple
June
episodes.
now.
I'll figure it out, mate. I'm gonna be honest. Figure it out.
But yeah, I say we move on to the main topic.
It's your what's
Yeah.
So the main topic that I chose was what you believe is the most difficult sport that there is. So when I say difficult, I mean
Get professional.
not even just to get professional, to
Perform at that
become
level.
your best. What's the most difficult sport?
Oh.
So
You mean to perform at that level?
if from every angle, from the lifestyle, from
Yeah.
I said walking.
from the lifestyle, from the training, from every factor that you need to that is related to the sport, what is the most
Well,
difficult sport?
apparently there's been this new recent sport that's called like professional gooning or like the jerkmate servers. Apparently that's pretty competitive.
You
So-
realistically used to.
Realistically, what I was gonna say is, again, I mentioned to Pedro that we can maybe between us four make like a top 3 of what we think. I think any team sport you have to take away.
First, define difficulty in terms of what
The sacrifice that you need to
physical
go
endurance, the prepping.
everything, the sacrifice you need to go through for the sport.
Bro, shit's way too cinematic out here. Go on.
Continue.
Whoa, I'm confused.
You know, we have to explain now. The happy birthday banner just slowly fell.
It's no one's birthday. All right, continue. I mean, I guess just in overall difficulty. So taking all those factors into account, realistically, fighting has to be number one because you're training
Bro,
as
I don't
hard as
think-
the others, and you're getting your ass beat.
Why don't we go around and just say the one? Because that was the whole point. We say the one. If it matches, perfect. If there's a difference, we discuss.
I don't think you can have team sports in this conversation.
The difficulty is everything together.
Yeah, everything about the sport.
Performing the sport,
The training.
The training, everything.
Yeah, everything. I don't think you can have team sports here. Because at the end of the day, if you're alone performing something and all you're in a
you
team,
could believe the team sport would be because, for example, depending on other people, could be the factor.
Yeah, but you're playing at like high level.
But you're playing at high level, so you like
everyone's walked in.
So with me, it's bodybuilding, 100%.
UFC is definitely like there is an objective answer. That objective answer is training.
Because I thought about bodybuilding as well. But the thing is, UFC fighters do pretty much what bodybuilders do. Of course, not to the same extent. Bodybuilders go to a further extent. But on top of that, they have to train martial arts and go fight
I
someone.
mean, to be fair, but you are on drugs as a bodybuilder. Like,
Yeah,
all the
that's the
time.
only thing. Well, MMA
You don't
accepts
have to
you
be
on drugs.
if you are.
Well, we're talking about pros, so we're talking about like Mr.
Yeah,
Olympia,
pro,
which they
you
have
talk-
to be on
yeah.
steroids.
Okay.
So it's like, to be fair, they are
Well, it's,
constantly.
so you'd argue that it's easier to achieve because they are on drugs. You can't be on drugs.
No,
in MMA.
because it's not easy to achieve because everyone
Let's
else on
not take a
drugs.
drug so we can mention, but let's not. I said the best.
That is
Why not mention drugs?
The side effect of drugs.
Yeah, the side effects of
because
steroids
no,
definitely
because in
something.
bodybuilding, it is like accepted. Like if you want to be the best.
Also, what about the side effect of having your bones broken? Like in a fight.
Yeah, but like on a daily life,
Yeah.
imagine someone training to be Mr. Olympia and someone training for a UFC fight. In your daily life, you'll be like, don't get me wrong, you getting beat up constantly. Later in life, you're definitely gonna have problems. But on your daily life, you're more angry, you're anxious, you're always sweating, you can't sleep, you need machines to help you sleep.
Psychologically, bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding, yes, that's what I was
It's
going
all
to
about
say.
your appearance.
I
Bodybuilding.
don't think bodybuilding should be in the conversation.
I think it should.
So-
I don't think it goes over MMA.
Yeah, so let me speak now because I've never competed, but I've been not to that degree, of course not, but I've been in the sport. Mate, first of all, the training, the nutrition, everything, mate. It's like the hours do you sleep, the times do you have
Yeah,
to
but
eat.
that's every athlete.
I know,
It is.
but it's to a more extreme degree with bodybuilding than other sports. For example,
I don't think so.
it is, mate. Trust
I
me.
don't think so because in the other sports,
Everything
like, you've
is
got
down-
to perform. I'm not
You
even
have to be
talking-
honest.
For example, for other sports, you don't have to calculate your micronutrient.
But we
I think
gotta-
you do. Well, obviously it
Not to the
depends.
extent the bodybuilding needs it.
Probably thinking about, but yeah, professional athlete in certain sports, you do need.
Yeah, they're like, okay, carb intake, protein,
Yeah,
but not like,
not to that
I can't
degree.
have one extra cup
Mate,
of fucking
Mate,
magnesium.
with bodybuilding,
Yeah.
towards the last stages, it hurts to walk because you've got no fat on your heels. It hurts to walk. Anything, just getting up to go to the toilet is a task, mate. You get insomnia because you're just so hungry that you can't.
You might actually get sleep apnea.
You get all of that. Also, mate, the toll that it has on your body, and also all of this for the chance to win, which I know it is, especially high competition, but the reward is not that great. And you're doing all of this for still to you look in the mirror and think that you look like shit because it's not a performance-based sport, it's a looks-based sport.
That is
you
true. That
do
is true.
all of this, and then the problem is when you get that shredded. For example, me right now, I'm probably like me right now, I'm probably like 12% body fat, right? If I ever
That's a little bit low.
no,
Probably
I don't-
slightly
well,
high.
maybe when I went on holidays, I was like 10 to 12%.
10 is low, bro. That's not good. Anyway, that's not important.
But yeah, I actually got.
I'm around like 13,
Ah,
14.
okay.
Yeah, 50.
Add 20% to that, way. But yeah, if I ever competed, you have to get down to very low percentage, which means that your notion of being shredded changes completely, and you being lean is now to you look fat, bro. Body you get.
Yeah, but you can't say that happens with everyone.
Yeah, but if you're going for
At that stage, yeah.
biggest
Every
stage,
single
Mr.
bodybuilder
Olympia.
at that stage.
And Mr.
is
Olympia.
Olympia, that's what everyone has to
That's
do
what we're talking about, man.
if you want to win.
But I'm
just
talking
like-
about seeing
With fight.
that specific point of seeing themselves as.
Oh, well, it's more Fiago too.
Yeah.
See, but he wasn't even in the open. He was just in the more the traditional or classic. He literally said that he had like a breakdown where he just started crying, being like, "I'm not going to win. I'm not like shit. I'm not."
Going back to
The
fighting.
toll that it has on your mind.
Don't get me wrong. Fighting is definitely
It's
like,
just because fighting, like, you can undoubtedly be the better fighter in a fight, right? Even though you have judges, you can undoubtedly be the better fighter. With bodybuilding, it's just like the judging is so like it's not dependent on
It's
your
subjective.
performance. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, you can learn how to do poses better, you can train better, etc. But like at the end of the day, it's not like you can't perform any better on stage if that makes
Bro,
sense.
and it's so
Don't get me wrong,
lonely,
I'm making
mate.
an argument for bodybuilding because I think it's arguably in the top 3, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's harder than
That's
MMA.
also-
Because at the end of the
Sorry,
day,
yeah,
you're going like a lot of fighters go into that cage being like, I either get killed or I'm killing someone. Like a lot of fighters have the mentality, and a lot of fighters have like end up with injuries for the rest of their lives. A lot of fighters bring a lot of that trauma home. Like how many fighters beat their wives, bro?
no, that's training.
Yeah, but that's
John.
let me add on to this because I considered competing, and I might still do in the future.
You're
but-
not.
But
If you were gonna compete, you would have done it already.
no,
You would have done it when you talked
I don't
about
think
it.
that's the point of conversation.
Yeah,
That's
the
not- I
argument
don't
is
think you are.
invalid.
Yeah, man.
No, because it isn't.
Yeah, continue. You're going to say something.
But one of the main reasons why
You're involved.
one of the main reasons why I didn't compete is because, mate, how lonely the sport is. You can't have a social life, mate.
But that's with every sport.
That's
Like,
complex.
if you want to get great at any sport, you need to sacrifice that, and it just is like it's just how it is. Like that's not specific to
I honestly
bodybuilding.
do think that
Like,
it's
I'm
bodybuilding,
sure-
right?
no,
and
I'm-
I'm pretty sure that more people die from bodybuilding than MMA. Tell me if I'm wrong, 'cause I don't know.
That's it.
Mate, you're getting beat up.
Okay.
Now you're just
Facts
pushing
out of
it,
your ass.
Bro, my Instagram every day, so and so died at the age of 35 due to this and that. So and so, every
No,
single.
bro,
That was
MMA
the reason why I didn't do it, mate.
But you
You don't hear a lot of fighters dying.
A lot of bodybuilders die because of
That's what the rules are there for.
No, but the only problems with this is that like they die because of the drugs.
but that's not a reason why you won't
can't-
compete because
you
you're not
can't
taking
compete
drugs.
no, but we're talking high level. You can't
Yeah.
compete at high level without steroids.
Of course not.
I don't
Not
know
if
if,
it's
I
Olympia.
don't know if this is a good argument because you're comparing bodybuilding with not natural. You're
Can you be
comparing-
one of the best? Can you be one of the best natural in MMA without taking drugs? Can you be one of the best?
You have
Can
to.
you be one of the best in bodybuilding without taking drugs?
But the drugs
You
is not.
can. It's a separate competition.
I guess. Yeah.
No, and the point is, we're comparing. The biggest point for bodybuilding that you're bringing is the effect of the drugs, the effect of all that stuff, and you're comparing with the other sports where none of that is allowed.
Okay,
So do you think it'd be more fair if we did natural bodybuilding?
Yes, I think so. I think so.
okay, let's go with natural bodybuilding. Is it?
Because you don't think if MMA, for example, drugs were allowed, that people they wouldn't have that category.
Some of them.
Some of them definitely do take drugs.
Okay, let's go with natural bodybuilding. Is MMA a 24/7 sport?
Yes.
Yes.
24/7.
Yes, bro.
I mean, it in terms of like you can't because the thing is we're talking about
every
peak
sport
here.
No, but are you thinking of MMA just like the last stage before the fight?
No. That's with every
Bro,
sport.
at the levels we're talking about, your life becomes the sport.
But that's
Yeah,
that's
not
with
every
everything else.
sport.
Even like for football, it's 24/7. You're training, or you're resting, or you're recovering, or you're eating specific meals. Like at that stage,
you can't.
your life is a sport.
Yeah, man. But
Mate, and also with bodybuilding, your hormones get so fucked.
that
mate.
is true, which may
Then
not
again,
happen
okay,
in fight.
we
because of the drug.
No, yeah, no, it's not, mate. It's because of
you're not your hormones
It's
naturally get
because of
fucked
how
when
lean you
you're.
get. And the thing is, we just
And the same doesn't happen when the bodybuilders, when fighters have to reduce their weight to meet the weight.
But they only need to meet it like then.
they
And
never
it's not the
reduce.
same
They
level.
never reduce like bodybuilding, mate. They
Yes,
don't
they
get.
do. Yes, they do.
They get dick
They
skin
won't.
shredded,
They
mate.
won't get as wings.
No, people have to move down the vision.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
move
they
down the
won't-
vision.
it's different level of leanness. Bro.
Mate, have you ever seen an MMA look like that? They
Like,
wouldn't be
we're
able to
talking about, like,
move.
3%
I'm probably the one that knows most like about both.
And
And then
also-
like quite a bit about UFC, but you don't know about bodybuilding. I know a bit about bodybuilding and a bit
I know
about
a
UFC.
bit about both of them.
Bodybuilding, the shred levels that they
It's
have to get
insane.
to.
And also, we just think about
Skin.
males. Do you know how?
Yeah, but now imagine, sure, not to that level, but then now imagine after that having to go fight someone.
Yeah,
It's
but
like-
Yeah,
No, okay. I'm making a point for bodybuilding. At the end of the day,
it's UFC.
UFC.
no, I
Even
disagree. Well, you agree with them?
even if you take
Also, when you say UFC, is it just MMA?
MMA.
MMA.
Or are we going to talk about boxing and other fighting sports?
I think UFC is.
Because MMA encompasses all
Yeah,
that.
so I think it's going to be
that
hard.
there's-
Well, no, yeah, the sport itself encompasses, but boxing is a different competition, for example.
Yeah, but
I think that there's a reason why there's more boxers and more MMA fighters than there are bodybuilders, right? Like going to
Because
the,
there's more
because-
popular.
because it's
I
more
can promise
popular.
you there are more bodybuilders.
No, but
MMA
look,
fighters.
Yes. Well, there's
Not a lot
my,
of people compete in
my-
bodybuilding.
my friend, the one that's actually done bodybuilding and still does it, he was
well,
saying that.
was going to coach, right?
Yeah, you're saying that the competitions are filled. It has never been a higher
Yeah,
competition.
it is definitely higher
and
now.
yet now it's impossible. It's so frustrating to be a bodybuilder these days because there are people that are absolute genetic freaks, and you go for like a low
That's the
level.
other thing. That's
for
the other
like
thing,
a
mate.
low
That I
level
wanted to mention
competition.
how unfair because
You just answering a
I'm
point, mate.
adding to a point, mate.
Go on.
How unfair bodybuilding is with MMA.
The same argument can be made for the other.
Yeah, MMA.
Because you're going to talk about genetics.
They rigged drug tests
talent.
once.
Yo, what's it? Yoel Romano? The one that was
Ramon.
a genetic freak. That
Yeah.
like his healing was like
Yeah.
faster. And like his
Oh,
that
okay.
But that is like a one case
But
scenario,
the
right?
same thing is with football, with basketball.
Talent and genetics is different.
No, it's not.
'Cause
You
they
say
coexist.
fucking Shaquille O'Neal did not get benefited from genetics. He wasn't even. Like, you can't.
Okay, well, let's not argue.
Don't share about Shaq like
Bro,
that.
but yeah, would you put Shaq in like the All-Star
Arguably, yes.
in NBA?
Yeah.
Like based on his skill.
Yeah.
Because from my understanding,
He's
it is
very
his
dumb.
skill. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
he-
no, it'd be
He's
dumb.
just a dunk
It'd be
monster.
dumb to say that genetics and
His
talent.
hand is like the
he's
size of my
very-
head.
It would be dumb to say that talent and genetics don't coexist
No,
and
you
don't
get
help
talent
each other.
because of your genetic. Talent
Exactly.
literally means innate ability from a task.
Yes.
And you don't get that innate ability unless you.
no, that's what I'm
Then can
saying.
you not work harder to build talent?
You can as well. But the thing is,
you don't genetics.
No, you
No,
build
that's skill.
skill. You don't build
True.
talent.
You don't
Talent
build talent.
is your innate ability. It's something you're born with.
It's what you
yeah,
saw with.
that is a good point. Yeah, all right.
And we're not even talking. We're
But
not
the thing
even
is, I'm gonna be
considering.
honest, we could talk about Mr. Olympia, like even with steroids and compare with MMA. I'll probably still side with
MMA.
Let's not go with
Yeah,
steroids.
but consider we're just considering males as well. Do you know how fucked up female bodybuilders?
That's not fine.
That's female
but,
fighter.
okay, is there a major difference between female and male MMA
Finance of
fighters?
like difficulty.
It's probably I'll say it's even more
No,
difficult.
no, no, damage that
female
they get
fighters,
from the
yes.
sport.
Why would it be more difficult?
No, in terms of like getting to that same level.
And you see it as like a whole.
Yeah,
I know, but it's more like, for example, socially, an MMA fighter would be better visually better considered than a female fighter.
No, but that's the same with sport. That's the
Same
same with
with
sport.
bodybuilding.
I'm not going in terms of public affirmation. I'm going in terms of female bodybuilders. Yeah, male bodybuilders get really fucked up due to hormones. Now imagine female bodybuilders, bro. How important the hormones is for them. They're having kids, everything. It all gets fucked up. That's why.
Same thing here, mate. You're getting blasted by kicks in like your body and your head over and over. You think that's not going to affect your ability?
They're over each other 32 miles.
Do you think getting hammer fisted in your uterus is not going to affect?
Bro, their whole uterus hangs out. They use it as a weapon, mate. They just
I think.
But the thing is,
Okay, we would say that these would be top two then.
that's what I was going to tell you. You said you shouldn't even be in the conversation.
Yeah,
there you
that's
piss me off.
insane, mate.
Yeah.
Why would you even put above it?
Mate, you were allowed.
I mean, you guys make good points. I don't even know what he said. You guys make good points.
Bro, this guy's.
I thought it was a dig.
No, I
did you
can't
say?
even, I wasn't a thing.
I didn't hear what you said either.
I can't remember.
You
mate.
remember? Huh?
It's on footage, man. It's on footage.
Roll the tape. So yeah, I was gonna say you guys could convince me that like, but the thing is, you made a lot of the points. Just looking at natural bodybuilding, right? Does it make top 3?
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
Yes, especially because natural bodybuilding is normally
don't
people. No, natural.
I'll be
Genetics is a big
thinking
factor
because
there.
I'd put every single. I'll put boxing over that.
No, mate. I'll tell you why. Because boxing at natural level. Because I know people that do boxing at a not natural level, like a lower level. That's what I mean. You have the coach in person.
Have the coaching in bodybuilding.
No, natural bodybuilders, most of the time, and I would say 90% of them, of the natural bodybuilders, their coach is online, which means
Okay.
That's very
that's
very
fact,
good.
mate.
No, but we're talking about top.
everyone
they won't
that
have
I
online,
know
bro.
that competes, they have a coach online.
Yeah, but Pedro,
So do you know
but
why?
no, Pedro, we're talking about top here.
Well,
So top level, they
I
would
don't
have
think you
coach
can
online.
make those claims. Like,
I was thinking about something else, which I'll say.
he just said that 90% of natural bodybuilders have their coach online. Like, how can you keep?
Bro, that's not what you're pulling out these facts.
I know, man. Everyone I know that is
But
competing.
they're not top level. There's no top level, bro.
Okay, anyone that your mate, okay, the one that competed.
He's not top level. He's not
The
top
one that
level.
competed had his coach in person, mate.
He has in-person
But
coaches.
it's like-
It's not all the time, man.
But we're talking about like top level, bro.
I also want to say something. I want to change a little bit. I want to take away MMA, and I want to put boxing there.
You think boxing is harder than MMA?
Because-
I don't know if it's hard.
Because
but,
boxing,
it's
with MMA, you're getting like kicks to the body, legs, grappling, etc. With boxing, you're constantly getting hit in the noggin.
Bro,
Over and over.
yeah, we're ignoring the fucking hammer fist.
The brain
Nah,
damage in
the
boxing
rules,
is worse than any
I'm
MMA.
pretty sure there are more injuries in boxing than there are in
because
MMA.
you're always getting hit. Because the thing with MMA is like, you know, you go for a grapple, or you're hitting the body, or you with your whatever it is. Like your head's not always just getting trauma. With boxing, it's just
If we're
That's a good point. That's a good
talking
point.
about head trauma, then fucking rugby, mate.
So that was also my
yeah. But
conversation.
is the point of rugby to give someone else head trauma?
I'd say like rugby.
No, it's not.
Rugby and American football. American football probably higher than rugby because of the different
Different
rules. Like
I know a guy that plays head.
The thing is, we have to go back to the question, though.
the brain damage.
We're not just talking about which sport's going to give you more damage. It's which one was
Yeah,
more
the harder.
difficult.
Mate.
And I'm going to be honest, taking in training because of how many martial arts you need to do for MMA.
I'm
I
happy.
think they'll argue you make it harder than boxing.
I do agree, but I think boxing should be up there. That's my. If we're taking MMA and
What about,
boxing,
like,
There's no way.
separate
There's no way
things.
that bodybuilding can be
Like, for example, we're putting kickboxing the same level as MMA because like the only difference is they add grappling.
Sure.
But if we're having boxing as a separate entity,
Like knees to the head, but you're not doing that in boxing, bro.
Mate, I'll be
the head.
Yeah.
Giving a knee.
In MMA,
but it is a fact that like boxing, does. I know it's hard to wrap your hand around it, but the rules in MMA are very protective of the fighters. They're very consistent. In boxing, and that's why, like for example, it's not allowed the shots at the back of the head in boxing, and it is in MMA. It's because
that doesn't make sense.
I know, but it's because it's different. It's because the damage in boxing.
The gloves in boxing, you have more power. Though, if you think about
No,
it.
but it's more power.
True.
Because the damage comes from the shake. It's the same thing. It's the movement of your brain hitting the skull.
Bro, yeah, maybe head-wise you're right, but how many fucking femurs have you seen broken in MMA, bro?
I'm not the best. I'm saying MMA and boxing, they're both 1 and 2.
Should we like I don't know, talk also about like extreme sports?
I was gonna talk about
diving
deep diving.
Free diving. So
wait, is that a sport, the one where they grab the line and try to go as deep as you can?
Yeah, because it's we're taking competition.
But it's dangerous, not like difficult to train for.
It's not difficult to train for. You're training your monks to become fish, mate.
Are you sure monks become fish?
No, because if you wanna talk about fucking head trauma, they consistently knock themselves out.
You do that. You do that, but then you go home and your training's done.
Bro, to be fair, they do experience a lot of shit because of the lack of oxygen.
Yeah. Also, keep in mind, you're alone when you're going down there.
Yes,
mate.
Yeah, but we're not going on the one that's most difficult, not the one that causes most damage to the
we don't see like
I don't know a sport, and I'm pretty sure the MMA is not that. I don't know a sport where you eat to the point where you're feeling like throwing up and you just keep stuffing your face, to the opposite, where you're so hungry that you can't sleep and you're going absolutely mental and you feel so drained that you can't move.
To be honest,
it hurts
the
to
weight,
walk, mate.
like the weight, to meet weight and shit like that, I don't think it's as drastic as it is in bodybuilding.
Don't get me wrong, it's drastic. For example, it gets to the point where they're literally having to spit somebody into a bucket to drop weight. Like that's the point they get to meet weight.
It's just for the weigh-in.
It's different levels. Like MMA,
like you don't have to perform at that level.
My friend, the one that actually competed in MMA, he almost died in our house once because he was our housemate. And he almost passed out in the bath because he was doing the water cut before the fight. It was like 2-3 days before the fight. And he locked himself in the bathroom.
Water dehydration?
He locked himself in the bathroom. And he obviously in the bath, steaming. And he was like, he got so hot and he was like zoning out. So he was like,
I
need to get out of the bath, otherwise I'm going to pass out. And he went, he almost tripped. He opened the window and he kind of tripped onwards and it was kind of like just hanging out outside the window. So,
no, but that's because
he had the door on.
No, that's because the steam. He was just losing oxygen.
That's kind of dangerous.
Sometimes, do you ever do that on purpose in your own bathroom?
No. That's the thing, mate. Now imagine doing that. Now imagine doing that where your body has no food, your body has.
Yeah, but he was also
no water.
Like, don't get me wrong, but he could open a window, right? That stage is a very high. Like you're having to hydrate, literally spit to lose weight, like very high. But then there's bodybuilding, which takes it a step.
No, mate, I can promise they could never get that shredded because they will not be able to fight that shredded.
They also like start drinking a lot of electrolytes and eating straight after the cut. Which then gets into the fight
because they have the weigh-in. But after that, it doesn't matter.
Both are in the top. We're talking top 3. Both of them are top 3. It's just about that third spot.
I don't know. I don't know.
Free diving or whatever.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm happy putting MMA on number 1.
The thing is, this guy does the thing. The thing is, if we're not talking bodybuilding like Mr. Olympia, I don't know if he should be top 3, bro.
We're talking about natural.
Look at one of the negatives comes from the steroids and the drug abuse.
Okay, I'm not talking about the steroids. Look at Ronnie Coleman. That wasn't because of the steroids, mate.
Well, he only lifted as much because of his steroids.
You could only lift that weight. That would destroy
his
joints because of the steroid. Yeah. Like, if we're talking about the non-drug enhancing competitions...
I think bodybuilding is the most lonely sport, which something needs to be accounted for when we talk about this.
You're just compressing it.
It's not anymore.
It must be, mate.
No, bro, you have
you have a coach.
Yeah, but you have pretty much the same thing as MMA.
I would argue that the bodybuilding community is larger than ever.
It
So-
is.
So it's
no
UFC.
larger
A lot
than
of people
MMA.
like watch UFC. So,
yeah,
like, even
but they
if
are
you're-
not in it.
Yeah, but like
That's
you can
the
still-
difference.
Yeah, but no one watches bodybuilding.
Don't you think that there's more people
I do.
doing like in the bodybuilding community that participate in the bodybuilding
you have to
competition
guess-
compared with the people that are in the MMA community and participate?
Well, but
not
sure,
much.
You're talking about different
participate.
I
scales,
see,
though.
but like if there's a higher chance of me going to talk to a person, imagine I'm a UFC or MMA fighter. I'm like, I do MMA. They're like, oh, like the UFC fighters, etc. They mean being like, oh, I do bodybuilding, and then being able to relate to it to any
No.
level.
MMA gets more like than bodybuilding, and that's a fact.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
you said, bodybuilding was the loneliest sport. When it's just
in my
The thing is, I'm gonna be honest.
MMA, how is it more lonely than MMA?
because MMA you practice with other people, you train with
No,
other people.
we're, again, top level. You can have a sparring partner, I guess, but
it's the same thing with bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You're training with other people.
normally
or,
you're always training with a coach.
or with
Normally,
a coach or with
you know.
or you can have training partners.
like a lot of top level Mr. Olympia, sometimes they train together, even before the show. So it's a thing of like, I don't know, taking away the steroids does. It's like, I don't even know if you should be top 3, bro.
because of the drastic weight changes.
Yeah, I
and
know, but
the,
we're talking about like fighters here. We're talking about
and fighters a lot of the time go to fighting camps where they for like 3 months, sometimes even more, they're just locked away, nothing but training, nutrition.
Like
they
the
don't see
song
the outside world.
Like,
yeah, 2-3 years Dagestan and forget, bro.
Not necessarily Dagestan, but like to that degree.
yeah,
It's,
but that's the thing. Like, that's why I don't think it's an argument that MMA should or should not. It definitely should be. But I also think
bodybuilding has to
But
be
then
up
again,
there,
but for
bro.
example, a lot of those camps, you're always with like-minded people, and everyone pushes bodybuilding. You
Not
normally don't have
necessarily.
that. Like, I'm just thinking of like the Khabib fucking
And
videos
also, mate,
of
also,
the
you
his
tell
training
someone,
gym.
"Oh, I'm practicing for MMA," they will have a lot more consideration than bodybuilding because
yeah,
bodybuilding.
but that wasn't the
Let me finish, please. Bodybuilding is seen as a disorder. It's seen as obsession, eating disorder, obsession. It is a lot more than MMA.
Yeah, but that's not the
But that
point.
won't
that
that won't
It's
make
not
it
the
hard.
point.
What was the question?
It's doing with difficult, mate.
Yeah,
Gotta
but
consider
when you're
everything.
at that level, people won't judge you anymore. It's just like at lower levels, they will.
They will.
And it's like as well. We got to the
Maybe,
point. I think
maybe.
bodybuilding is an extremely superficial sport.
Bro, what did parents used to say whenever I would show bodybuilding? They'll be like, "That's an obsession. That is."
Yeah, that's a very niche.
Very
No,
niche
but that
thing
is
to
a
do.
common opinion about
It is.
sports.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah, but I just think both of them should be up there, and then the third should be boxing or like freediving.
The thing is, it's just like a lot of the negatives of competing at such a high level is also dealing with the drugs, right? That's yeah, it's like.
But that is a fact,
Yeah, but we're
mate.
not talking about
But taking that away, I
Okay.
don't know if you can compare it
If-
to other
have
stuff.
If I walk into the room and I say I want to be the best MMA fighter, I can do that naturally. If I go, I want to be the best bodybuilder.
That's different.
It's a separate competition.
It's separate.
How is it
That's
separate
like
competition?
yeah, but that's like if
natural
you're-
bodybuilders can't compete in enhancing.
They can't. They will just never have a chance.
Yeah,
Well, enhanced.
Well, why can't we
compete-
take Mr. Olympia as it is? We're talking about every sport,
Yeah,
aren't
but
we?
we're not talking about enhanced.
But why not?
Because then it's unfair that you're comparing a sport that uses drugs.
Because
with
if your
Well,
main
it's a
point,
fight for the
well,
sport, no?
if your main point is that this sport is the most difficult because of coping with the drug usage,
Well,
and
you say it's the
every
best
single
MMA
other
fighter.
sport does not use drugs,
Mm.
it's like
Yeah, but you
it's
gotta
not a
keep 'em-
fair
wait,
Is
statement.
John Jones natural?
No,
No,
No?
most likely not. Well, because the
He
thing is,
definitely isn't.
the
but the amounts they take off.
yeah, because they kind of cheat drug tests.
Yeah, they need to be like clean before the fight.
Mm. So it's not to the same levels.
So yeah,
Obviously not, but yeah, I don't think it should be in a competition, but I still think the
I
training.
think both.
The thing is, I
are
don't understand why. Like, I understand that when you're talking about two sports and one of them uses drugs, that's probably going to be like a factor for it. But at the end of the day, we're talking about every sport, and it's not. It's a matter of fact that this sport is very intertwined
that-
with
that's the thing, like,
steroids.
But like I agree with Thiago that we shouldn't go into the whole drug part because it's a whole
I
different
mean,
conversation.
we don't need it.
yeah.
I think we just need that third spot.
Bodybuilding has to be second,
I don't
right?
think bodybuilding makes the top place.
Well, okay, then what do you think is hard?
Well,
Free
so, yeah,
diving.
so I've spent a lot of the time here right now debating those two. In terms of now, on the top of my head, for the top three, MMA boxing should be up there. In terms of if
But I got you put a lot of fighting, like Muay Thai up there as well.
no, because that's MMA.
I guess.
So fighting competitions. I'm thinking about four. I'm dividing them into four: mixed martial arts, MMA, boxing,
Capoeira.
grappling. So just grappling.
Mm.
What was the fourth one?
Muay Thai.
Now,
So now
I
it
think
is-
I think I found kickboxing,
Should
but
now
that's
be
mixed
one,
martial
which is
arts.
martial art or
I
fighting.
mean,
Very-
the thing is,
very
well, you
different.
said
Boxing is very
grappling there. I don't know if grappling should be.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
No, that's how I'm dividing
Okay.
the fighting competition. So I think in the top 3, mixed martial arts,
Oh, I
which,
understand what you mean.
which include kickboxing, and boxing should be up there, right?
Now. Okay.
In terms of the
I'm not-
most
I mean,
difficult
yeah,
competitions.
I'm not angry at that.
Now-
what about professional arm wrestling?
The slap.
The
Professional
slap
slap.
competitions.
Now, freediving, that was an excellent point.
Bro, that
People
shit,
get
bro, that,
cooked. They burst lungs.
bro, not just
trying
that,
to do the
like
sport.
the fear
Okay,
factor
then,
of that.
then let's do cave diving, mate.
Cave diving
Well, that's
is not
not
a sport,
sports.
it's not
That's a
competition.
hobby. Yeah.
Yeah, got you there. So,
So
so
no one makes you dive into the devil's asshole.
True. Freediving is an excellent pick.
Bodybuilding has to be top 3, mate.
So right now I'm thinking
I don't know.
mixed martial arts, boxing, and freediving as my top 3. I think
So the thing is, freediving in terms of like difficulty to do with like difficulty overall. The difficulty that you have to endure is when you're in the water and you're about to compete. Because until then you're practicing, right? Like it's what he said. Like you go home at the end of the day, you're not like still plugged into the water, still holding your breath.
You're done, mate. You can
When
chill.
you're bodybuilding, you go home, you're still suffering with your hormones being fucked up and your diet and your
And also, yeah,
insomnia. And,
mate,
I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's. I mean, obviously there's side effects of freediving, but I don't know
I mean,
if it's a constant
mate,
thing.
and it's
I
also
mean, freediving, maybe it's easier to perform. Maybe.
It's
I
not a
mean,
question
you're
about
just
It's not
perform.
easy to perform.
Maybe
the
not, actually.
difficulty is very high, but it's for short moments. You're not 24/7 in the water diving into the devil's ass.
I mean, they have to be in the water
there's
a
like a
lot.
mental aspect added to it, though. Like you're gonna have to
True.
go back there again.
Yeah, sure. But
Like a
compared to
lot of them. A lot of them have to quit because of fear.
Yeah, but if anything, the one high of bodybuilding is when we go actually perform and train. When you go
That
to
is
the
true.
gym, that's your high.
Yeah, but at this
no, to
point-
be honest, in terms of stepping on stage,
Mate,
and
when it-
comparing it with a fight or diving, it's a lot less daunting to step on stage and go
Yeah,
fight someone or
but,
dive.
but also, mate, when you that hungry in that arena, you don't want to go train, mate. You don't got the
Because
energy.
it's neither like you're either extremely fat and you're like I look horrible, or you're extremely depleted and you're like.
To be honest, because I went with something similar right now because I was training for my bodybuilding show, which was going to Portugal. But bro, like, so of course I'm not even gonna compare to the same extent to my measly cut.
Mate,
But like, bro, I didn't want to do anything because I was having 3 carbs per day.
Mate, I haven't done it to the point of stepping on stage, so I can't even compare. But I've carb depleted, and I've done it like the actual training that they tend to do. Bro, I couldn't sleep, mate.
But you
Also-
had like 15 refeeds.
No, I shut up. I couldn't, especially not this year, last year. I did like a proper carb depleting.
I still don't think
I couldn't sleep.
compares with.
You've got no energy, mate.
Compared with diving, bro, like,
Yeah,
it's
you like being out of breath, and
Mate,
you know
wait,
that
keep in
you're
mind-
20
keep in
minutes away
mind-
from the surface.
Yeah, but like keep in mind
there's
like-
a higher chance of dying with diving.
they.
yeah.
Because
Like,
if
after
you're
you go into
too,
water,
bro,
that's it.
No, bro.
You don't still suffer like any effects.
They,
I
to be fair,
mean-
there are so want to talk about effects. Nitrogen gas poisoning, like that happens a lot if you don't decompress properly, and if you pass out and then bring you up, most of the times you die because of the decompression.
Mate, organ failure from just having.
the pressure effects that you get, and that you bring home with you. If
True.
that's the
I mean, you gotta keep in
Yeah,
mind
but it's not something you're doing to yourself.
because we watched.
well, you do,
But it's like you go home and it's not like you have to continuously do something that keeps those effects on.
Very true.
It's not like you don't go home and you're like every 5 minutes holding your fucking breath or some shit.
no.
You bodybuilding, you go home and you're like, I have one.
I don't know,
problem for
but
rest of
the
day.
thing is, like, with free diving, because we watched, what was the name of the documentary? That was sick.
With,
Blue waters or some shit.
Deep in Me, something like that. Doesn't matter. Bro,
Deep in
bro,
Me,
if
no,
you
you see
pass
me.
out too deep, you're cooked. You're cooked. Like you're a fish now, mate.
Yeah, there's
Because-
a risk of death.
Yeah, like the risk of death in diving, and of course we're talking about the deep diving.
Mm.
It's way higher than the other two
Yeah,
sports.
but we're talking about difficulty. Like, yes, there's a high risk of death, but
But does that make it more difficult?
So
dying is easy.
So
dying
I
is
didn't
easy.
even I don't even remember this.
Living is hard.
I just knew
F1
about
racing.
I just knew
Oh,
about
F1.
F1 racing. We have to talk about that, man.
that's just car crash.
But it's just vroom vroom
No,
though.
it's not even that. Like
the neck.
The G-force.
the heat they experienced inside those cars, the constant training they have to go through.
True.
They have to go through pressure training. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but
I know they
that-
have to go through G-force.
That's the argument of they don't take that home with them. Often.
True, and also they have a wide team, like especially at high levels, like
Yeah.
F1.
Yeah, but they go home and it's train. Fucking neck.
It's giving his wife neck.
So there's a thing called barotrauma, which is damage to your eyes, ears, sinuses, and lungs, which is something that you eventually build up. So basically, it's
pressure,
due
makes
to
sense.
damage to air-filled spaces in the body because it keeps on compressing and decompressing all the air. And yeah, so it basically can just burst your capillaries.
Jesus. Yeah, you kind of need your capillaries to live.
So yeah, and it can happen eye, ear, sinuses, lung.
Bro, I don't. It's just because.
And apparently, it also leads to altered mental states.
Should boxing even be up there?
Now that I'm thinking about it, bro, I don't know.
Boxing out of there, man.
Put golf up there at this point.
I think this is what I'm thinking right now. You have MMA.
Of course, MMA.
You have then like free diving. Then on the third sport, you'd have bodybuilding, and then honorable mentions would be like F1 racing and boxing.
No.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
Bro, you
Wait,
cannot.
bodybuilding third.
You cannot. Bodybuilding has to be top 3,
No.
bro.
Yeah, he said third.
No. I'm agreeing with you, mate.
Yeah, I don't think it's a. If you were taking this like Mr. Olympia, maybe it'd be higher, but without just.
Let's search up on Google. Yeah.
No, but like I'm thinking in terms of you don't want to look at the drugs, but if you tell me, mate, I want to be the best MMA fighter, right? You can do it natural. If you tell me, mate, I want to be Mr. Olympia, you don't have a chance. But if you want to be,
yeah, but that's like if there was
apparently water polo is one of the top 3.
like if your division, like if there was a division for enhanced individuals in the MMA, then there'll be like the same argument.
Yeah.
That's why you can't use that argument because there's no enhanced division for MMA because it's too dangerous. That's
So-
it is too dangerous because people would like kill
So,
themselves.
Watch Mojo's top 3 is American football at 3rd place, ice hockey 2nd, boxing 1.
Ice hockey is extremely aggressive.
They keep on fighting
Like
each other.
ice hockey.
Wait, no
like,
rule.
ice hockey. They don't.
Ice hockey.
Ice hockey, like professional players, I'm pretty sure they can't play for long because they're
Yeah, but compared to the other shit we're talking about, that is true.
The 4th one was wrestling that I was thinking about of the fighting.
Oh,
Is that kind of grappling?
it's kind of like grappling.
and wrestling is fake, mate. It's not like they.
No, not that.
Not John Cena, man.
They also have they have a top 10. Soccer or football is number 10, and then it's baseball, gymnastics, tennis, and then
Oh,
MMA is
gymnastics.
number 6.
No,
and
fucking marathon.
wrestling.
Marathon running
Gymnastics
needs
is
to be
very hard.
That is, yeah. That
What?
is marathon running. Marathon.
What?
Yeah, running marathon.
Yeah, mate, that has to be like top 10.
Let's see what Reddit is saying.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's a sport.
Swimming.
that's what I was asking.
Runners, I mean, there's like 100 meters. Show that. I guess that is.
I guess we also could wrap it up.
Yeah.
So that's all we
Like,
can
but
talk
just-
about this.
in our opinion,
Underwater hockey.
underwater these nuts. In our opinion, this is
play that. People keep saying water polo.
Well,
That's
then
all
you're
about-
rage baiting.
Bro, if you say water polo, what's wrong with you? So yeah, in our opinion, these are
Yeah.
like again, we don't know every sport. We haven't played every sport. This is
We're
just
going
from
to
our
conclude
ideas.
basically by saying.
Maybe we can make our own like Brother Complex Reddit page and ask stuff like that.
Maybe could do.
But
You need people following
Yeah.
that Reddit page.
Check Reddit. I don't
in our opinion, we would put the top 3 as MMA, free diving, and then bodybuilding.
Yeah, by free diving we don't mean
honorable mentions be like boxing
yeah,
and F1
Um,
racing.
F1 racing. I mean,
you know, F1 they lose like 100 pounds after a race.
Yeah.
Like, during the race.
and that's because
That's
like
how
you
hot
lose
the
so much
G-force.
water.
The reaction. No,
The
it's
G-
because of how
the
hot it is.
water.
They sweat it
You
out.
don't. Why would G-force make you lose weight?
They're extremely dehydrated.
They hit the good spot.
Well, if we're talking about competition, technically rodeo
Suck my nuts.
counts.
Like
Ranking balls.
Yeah, but
I'll
it's
just
just
say
a
something,
ball.
bro.
Like if you control the ball,
If you control the ball, you're fine, mate.
yeah, and again by free diving we don't mean
And
fucking
F-
snorkeling. We
bro,
mean
F-
like professional
F1
deep
racing
diving.
as well. Like your reaction time needs to be insane.
Alright, our top 3 is going to be the MMA, free diving,
Yeah,
and bodybuilding, and then honorable mentions is going to be
Yeah,
the
F1,
F1 racing and the boxing.
and
okay.
water polo.
I mean, let us know if you like.
Yeah.
this
Yeah, let us know.
if you have any
I
thoughts.
disagree.
Let's
Okay.
move on to the game.
So we're gonna move on to the game now. Again, we've played this a lot, so you've been following. You know how it works. But basically, what we're gonna do, me and Thiago over there lost the last game, which you can see in the last episode. Which means the Rafa and Danny are gonna have a.
We're gonna be the, we're gonna be the judges.
Quick questions, right?
last
since-
time, it was
Don't
okay.
maybe don't speak.
Don't speak.
So,
So
me and Rafa are going to be the judges since we won the first out of the 2-set game, and we picked characters. So kind of you might.
Yeah. No.
Kind of putting it simply, me and Rafa have a character in mind. We're with a partner. I'm here with Pedro, and Rafa's here with Thiago, and they have questions to guess the character we're thinking of. They have up to 15 questions, but whoever can guess any of these questions wins. Whoever loses has to wear punishment next episode.
I don't know if your card is a bit too easy, you know?
That's simple. Yours is kind of easy though.
True.
I think it's fine.
True.
All right, let's run it. Let's run it.
So these are characters.
Yeah, that's what you know. Okay, you guys know how it works.
I
Do you
think
want
it's
me to count the number of questions?
They
you have,
write
or
it down.
you got
They write down the answers. So like, it's not everyone's on.
Okay, just because Pedro can't keep track
Who
of
wants
shit.
to start with questions?
You can start.
You can start, big boy.
You're ready with your phone as well. So,
So yeah, all you know is that it's character.
Character.
Okay, nothing else.
could be from.
Is my character from a superhero IP?
Yeah.
Do you know what an IP is?
Address?
Is my
Exact genre.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
that's-
it stands for
that's
something.
all. I don't remember what it stands for.
is my character from a game?
What you give me?
Does my character also exist in comic books?
Yes.
Is my character
Of course it was.
is my
Yeah.
character from the superhero genre?
What superhero will I know that is not in the comics?
Is it Marvel or DC?
Yes.
Jesus, man. Too easy.
He's firing off the hip.
Okay, so no superheroes, not from a game.
Yeah, by the way, we picked different things, so you can't just copy fucking questions.
Not copying
You don't know.
differently.
Yeah.
Is my character from a TV show?
Yes.
Okay.
No pass.
Is my character from a movie?
Yes.
All that I have in my head is fucking superhero. Ooh. Is it from an anime?
No.
Is this Marvel?
Not animals.
Ooh. Oh, wait, can I just ask, does anime involve animation?
Don't ask that, or is that your actual question?
Oh, I was just... So I don't waste a question if it was anime
Mate,
and animation.
Should have asked a better question.
Should have asked the question.
Has my character had a live action movie appearance?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it live action?
No. Ooh, my voice got real big.
I should just woke up.
Okay. Would you consider my character to be a hero?
Hero 2.
Oh, wait, so it's animation.
Why did we both forget that?
Hey, okay, man.
It's animation, TV show, but it's not about superheroes, man. All that we've watched that's an animation is either Miles Morales Invincible. That's all superheroes. Does this character live in a world that involves monsters?
What a question.
No.
Does my character have a... Is my character a full-fledged villain?
Yeah.
Is he? What was your?
Full-fledged
Oh,
villain.
you've asked if it's Marvel or DC.
Yeah.
Is this a show that I've seen recently?
What do you mean by recently?
Like,
Last 5-10 years?
this year?
2025.
Yes.
No.
Is this...
Don't think so.
No.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah.
He doesn't
No.
know.
No.
Is the movie, the live action movie that this character is in, from the Zack Snyder era of the Justice League movies?
So, what are you asking me? If he shows up in any of the Zack Snyder Justice League?
No, not in the Zack Snyder.
What's the
The
Zack
Zack Snyder
Snyder
era. So the one that starts with Man of Steel and ends with
It's not pretty much all of them because the guy just took over.
No, that was like the previous movies, like with the OG Green Lantern.
Yeah, Zack Snyder.
Okay.
Yeah.
And basically, it's every movie since Man of Steel. Until now.
Yeah, definitely that.
You think he was gonna go for?
I haven't even watched
the poor guy from Green Lantern.
No, it could have been Powerplex, the orange.
Is my character human?
Yes.
Okay.
So not Turtle Ninja Turtles.
Turtle Ninja Turtles.
Has my character fought the Justice League?
All of them. Well, reword your question.
Okay. Has my character fought more than one member of the Justice League at the same time?
No. Just running fights.
But quite made. Not from games, not TV show, not anime. So it's animation. Well, not anime, not live action. So
No,
show it's
as
animation.
like a team. That's what I meant.
Yeah, I stick to my
Yeah.
stick to my guns.
No monsters, no 2024.
Just wanted you to clarify.
He's human.
Oh.
So I was thinking But it's not that 'cause I watched that recently. So it has to be anime because it's not anime and it's not live action, so it has to be animation. It's also not a game. Is it animation?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make that sure. So I'm
Yeah,
fine.
if you say
Okay.
anime, it's Japanese animation.
Yeah, anime is Japanese animation.
Okay.
But
right
he said
now-
not anime.
Yeah, no, it's animation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just because you were asking.
So okay, right now, I'm thinking. So obviously, I've already discarded Doomsday. I've discarded.
Oh, is he
General,
close to getting it?
I've discarded
fuck me,
General
mate.
Zod. I've discarded Lex Luthor. I've discarded Superman. Not really villain. I've discarded
Discarding what people.
because the Flash he teamed up with like Superman, fight General Zod and Batman. Well, the most villains are male though. Is my Captain male?
Yes.
Is this a
Big alpha.
animation film that I watched in my childhood?
Repeat the question.
Is this character from a TV show that I watched in my childhood?
No.
Is my character a villain of one of the big three of the DC of DC?
What you consider the biggest
Yeah,
film?
Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman.
Mate, I'm shooting blanks, mate.
Think.
Bro,
This is like the villain cycle thing with me, mate.
TV show, mate. No childhood,
Cheeky
but no
successful.
recently.
No.
No superheroes. No monsters. Is this character from like shooting based like TV show, like where the main emphasis is like guns and shooting and like stuff like that?
No.
Is my villain from any of the Suicide Squad movies?
Nope.
Mate, animated TV show. Is this character from the Arcane world?
Yes.
Fuck.
It's the Wookiees that give it
The
to me, mate.
Wookiees, man.
Okay, so
I'm a Wookiee man, what can I say?
what other DC
Oh god, I don't know any
movies
fucking names, mate.
are out there? So it was
Carter Bullock.
a Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman. Then there's the Flash, but that was not.
I think more.
Oh, Aquaman. Oh shit! I think I'll.
I definitely know who you have, man. I don't know his fucking name.
Okay. Oh shit! I think it's okay. Is my villain from? It's an Aquaman villain.
Yes.
Oh,
And okay.
Bro,
I was on it. What other? Bitch. Yeah, I love Aquaman 1 as well.
yeah, I'm sure Wookiee as well, mate.
My villain
Just
Black.
because I think I know which one you're going with. Is my character
Aquaman.
Are you going to shoot it next?
3, 4, 5, 6.
You have one more question.
You could.
I could clarify.
You have one more. You have
Yes,
one more.
but then you also give him one more question, and he's already in the universe.
True, he is in the universe.
He's at the door.
Oh, am I shooting a Wookiee or am I making... No, but even if I just go with email, there's so many options if he shoots one. So I need to go specific. Is this character Vi and Powder's dad?
No.
Fuck!
Okay, well, I can answer my question.
Not that.
Okay, so realistically, an Aquaman villain, there's two options. There's Black Manta and there's Ocean Master. So I was just going to ask a question to narrow those two down because realistically, there isn't any other like
Some piranhas.
So yeah, so I'm going to ask: is my character Atlantean?
No.
So from
No.
like is my from Aquaman's kingdom?
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
So questions I can ask. Is he black? Is he male?
I could have just asked if he was white.
Okay, wait, he's
a fade or not?
he's human, so
I
he
don't think
can't
so.
be Heimerdinger
Yeah.
because Heimerdinger's not human.
No,
I mean, you don't
not.
think so?
Yeah, I don't think he's Atlantean.
No, he's not.
He's not, is he? No.
He's not.
Well,
You already said yes.
if
No,
I-
because I know. Because
I'm trying to think. A level,
that's his whole plot is that he's not from there.
Yeah.
level of difficulty,
Yes.
you would not go. Would you know, mate?
Should have just asked the race. I would be real.
Should be like, does he have a fade or not?
Does he mute at the camera?
How many more questions do I have to?
Yeah. You have one. That's your last one.
It's my last
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Mate, if I shoot, is he black, bro? And if he's not, I'm fucked.
Well, because you think it's
Echo.
Echo.
That's what I'm thinking, mate.
Giving him the name.
Giving him
I
a
mean,
day.
mate, it was written down anyways, mate. I'm scared that you're gonna go with the villain from season 1, which I do not know the fucking name, eh? So even if it was, I will know. You will not go Powder, you will not go Vi. Echo might be a little bit too. Oh, you might go with the two blokes that people think are in love with each other, which is Jace and the other one I can't fucking remember. Victor. Ooh. Ooh.
Make sure you spell it with a K.
Vitor.
You didn't write no K, no nothing.
So nothing.
How many Ks did you write?
0.
I thought you wrote 3. Ah, there you go.
Okay, going off this, it won't be Vi, it won't be Powder, mate, because that'll be too easy. Ooh, I'm gonna go with.
You have a question?
Wait, you have a question?
I know.
Oh, I thought he was going to shoot it.
Yeah, same.
Is the character that you chose a scientist?
No.
Fuck, so it's not Victor or Jace, mate. Yeah, I'm fucked.
Shoot your guess?
Shoot your guess.
Black Manta.
That's correct.
Correct. You could have been like.
You should have asked if it was in Injustice. I thought you were going to ask if it was in Injustice as soon as you said DC.
Wait.
I didn't. No, because I said movies first, and that was my.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go, as soon as you heard DC, I thought you were going to go Injustice.
How's this guy not thinking?
Aquaman. Bro, you were wasting him. Part of the big 3. I was like, part of the big 4, not 3, mate.
So I'm gonna have to shoot now, right?
No, 'cause I thought you went harder, so I said,
Yeah,
okay,
yes, shoot,
maybe
yes, shoot.
Ares, Cheetah, no, something like that.
So Real's gonna have to shoot now. You won't choose Vi and you won't choose Powder. I'm feeling that you could go Caitlyn. So you could go Caitlyn. I think Echo would be. Wait, what was your character?
Black Manta.
Black Manta. Echo. Ooh, is Echo same level as Black Manta? Mate?
He's also black.
They're both
both
black. Ooh. Is that where you did the connection, mate?
You both have clean face.
It will honestly really hurt if it was Echo and I didn't shoot with it, but I'm thinking is Echo the same level as Black Manta? I think you would go Caitlyn. I won't lie.
Are you looking at it?
Let me think a little bit more. Is there any other character? If it's the villain, there's no way I'm gonna remember his name. Silco. I did remember his name.
Cisco.
Would you go Silco though? Would you go Almanda, mate, or whatever her fucking name is? The mom, Almanda.
The Waller.
You're just missing every character
Well,
from the
I'm
show.
her daughter.
You're just adding more.
Almanda in the door, mate.
Oh, because you don't even know the gender, do you?
I don't know gender. I should have shot the gender, to be honest, mate.
Gender.
I tried to get specific. I'm gonna go with Caitlyn.
You looking at it?
Yes.
Isha.
Fuck. Fair. Yeah, fair.
Wasn't even one of your options.
Wasn't even on.
Completely forgot about
One
it.
of my favorite characters in the
Completely
show.
forgot about it.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be tonight's big loser, and you'll be doing a punishment next episode. Tune in to see him.
I'll
I don't even know what's
I'll close off the episode, so hope you guys enjoyed.
I know what.
We post every Friday, so if you do like us, do please subscribe. It does help us a lot. We do also make short format content, which we put on TikTok, and we try to make it a little bit more funny. So if you like that a little bit more, do follow us on TikTok, follow us on YouTube, and just have Spotify if you don't want to see us. So with that being said, we'll see you next Friday. Hope you enjoyed.
Thank you for watching.
Bye bye.